welcome. We're here to do an interview today because you're a new Horizon counselor and a new therapist. What is your name and your credentials?
So yeah, my name is Dinesh Shrestha and I'm an LPC, meaning licensed professional counselor.
Okay. Can you tell me a little bit about yourself?
Regarding me, I'm originally from Nepal, a South Asian country. I moved here in 2011 and then I stayed in Houston for like 10, 11 years and I recently moved to Fort Worth area. So, you know, some of the things I like is I like watching movies a lot. That's a big one. I like watching, playing soccer. So yeah.
Why did you decide to become a counselor?
So regarding counseling, it's like I usually say love at first sight. I was doing a medical school. I mean, planning to go for medical school in Nepal, and then I learned about counseling later in my life. And that's when I felt like there's something really that I want to do. It felt real. It felt like something like I'm meant to do. So yeah. After that, I'm here. So.
What would you tell someone who's on the fence about counseling?
So yeah, that's a big one. Many times we have this wrong misconception about counseling. One of the thing is counseling works. We have seen people say that maybe they have bad experience with one or few. They say that it's a wrong thing or it's wrong or it doesn't work. Another thing about counseling is there are many ways or many reasons as to why we can make it work. For example, one of the things is I have seen many some clients who have seen after they're in their 60s, 70s. So I would say it's never too late to go for counseling. We can go for I don't know, the traumas, grief, lots of things. We go for that later in our life. So it's never too late. It does work. The other thing is, we usually think that it's a bad thing whenever we bring up our past about things that happen. It could hamper our life. And the thing is, we have been running on from this work for a long time now, working on those. It might feel overwhelming in the beginning, but if we're looking into the bigger picture, long goal, it does work. So overall, counseling is something I would say be open about it. If you or anybody in your family needs that, just try to be judgmental about it. Just go for it, and see for yourself because it does work.
Right. How do you manage a work-life balance?
I think that's something everybody struggles with. And one of the first thing I would say is setting boundaries. Boundaries between your work and your personal life. Many times we don't do that. Especially in many fields. Where it's like they go to work on weekends as well. So that's one of the things. Setting boundaries when you're at work, be at work. When you're at home, be at home. Another thing would be maintaining the physical and mental health is really important because that does play a big role in how you can balance your life. So we talk about meditation, journaling, breathing exercise, yoga, working out, all these things we usually know about, but we just overlook those, just get them back into your life, because that would help you with your work-life balance and overall life and satisfaction. So
Right. What would you consider your greatest strength and weakness as a counselor?
I think one of the things is I was born and brought up in South Asia before, so culturally, I have exposure to Asian culture and coming here, being in this part as well. So I would say multicultural competence is one of the big one. The other one would be, you know, extreme passion, uh, you know, desire to help people in mental health. So, I think these are some intrinsic motivation, something I want to do, something that, makes me feel happy as a result. I think that's the biggest strength. I think the weakness would be sometimes I go over the board with, let's say I'm seeing a client, uh, maybe I try to over help them, maybe it has to be like one step at a time, one thing at a time. Sometimes I overwhelm them with lots of information, lots of you know treatment planning, over planning.
Yeah.
I think that's the weakness.
Yeah. How would you describe your therapeutic style?
Uh, usually we say within therapy, it is individualized, right? So different clients, different way of different style and techniques. So I would say it's individualized. Usually I use something called eclectic or integrated, where I use lots of techniques from lots of different therapy styles. So it is a mixture of all of them, because like I said, one technique fits all. It's not what I believe in. So for different situations, we try different approach. So yeah.
Do you speak any other languages besides English?
Yeah, I do. Since I was brought up in Nepal, so I speak national language from Nepal, some regional Nepal language from Nepal, Newari, and then I do speak the national language of India, as speak some regional language from India, from Urdu, and then I do understand some of the other languages as well from India as well.
Yeah.
Mhm.
How do you feel about client confidentiality?
I think that's one of the things I do respect, and something we as a professional take it very seriously. It's something we have to maintain no matter what. There are few conditions as to where we have to break the confidentiality, but otherwise it is there. It has to be there, and something we all the professional are taught to do. So I do that all the time. So
No.
mhm.
Why is counseling so important to you?
Personally, counseling is important because that's something uh, I'm not sure what will be the next profession besides. This is like I said, when I first learned about that, it became like something like a calling or something that is meant for me. It is important because it gives me immense satisfaction and joy in helping people in mental health, trying to be there for them, trying to support them and seeing those positives in this throughout the whole sessions. So I think, yeah, I would say it's something that gives me meaning and satisfaction. So
Yeah. What is your role as a counselor?
the role as a counselor, we have different roles. One of the first thing I usually tell clients is for them to feel comfortable with me opening up. So if nothing else, just being like their friend, where they can open up, talk about things, process things, or talk about whatever is going on in their life. In the bigger picture, of course, we try to find coping skills for them, trying to resolve their problems, trying to guide them into finding answers to their questions and problem solving. Uh, yeah, different roles, but overall thing is we want to help them with their mental health and overall, positive mental health. So,
Yeah.
mhm.
Why do you think people self-harm?
Self-harm is a big topic. There are many reasons. Big ones I can think of right now is self-harm, especially in teenagers and kids. We have seen that is they are doing self-harm to numb themselves. I mean, to deal with their numbing. Dealing with depression, self-esteem issues. They have been so sad, lonely, and not being able to express themselves. As a result, they feel like they're like cutting or burning. It gives them some sensation of pain or some emotions. That's one of the things. Some people do self-harm because when they're self-harming, it releases the stress. They feel like the pain is gone, the sadness is gone when the blood goes out of their system. Some people do it for adrenaline rush, or recently I've seen some kids doing it like a like a cult thing, or like a glorifying that, saying that I'm self-harming or something, which is really rare, but we have seen that as well. So many reasons, but the big thing is people do self-harm as a coping skill, although it's an unhealthy or negative coping skill, but the big one is they are trying to cope with what's going on in their lives.
Right.
Mhm.
What is your opinion on medication?
Medication is important, in therapy. I would say the ideal treatment is medication plus therapy. Uh, but there will be some situations where we don't need to uh, take medication. Like if your anxiety level is is low, your filter person level is mild, or moderate, there will be times where we don't need the medication because if we can deal with that medication, or if we can find ways to deal with those, finding coping skills and finding your challenging your negative thoughts on your own, why go for medication? But that does not mean that medication is not important. It is important, but for severe symptoms, for example, for severely depressed, I would say going for therapy without medication will be hard, right? So like people dealing with psychosis, bipolar, it is important that we take medication, and that's why I said ideally for people dealing with severe one, medication is a must. It has to be done. But for mild and moderate, usually therapy is the yeah, is something I would prefer. I would tell people to do.
If you were a counselor, what would you be?
It's a tough again tough question because I don't know the answer honestly. Something to do with movies. I mean, movies in the sense that critic or something like that, or something in the field. But I don't know the answer. I think yeah, counseling is something for me. So
Yeah. Okay. What was your favorite question in the interview?
I think the favorite one would be the question is what do you think about people who doesn't understand therapy? What is the role of the therapist? Many people do not know. They have misconception about what a therapist is, what a psychiatrist is, or life coaches. I think those questions are helpful, or and important for them to know that what is right or wrong. So,
Yeah. Well, thank you for doing this interview with me, Dinesh. It was great getting to know you.
yeah, likewise. Yeah, thank you for getting me here.